What's going on, everybody? You know what it is, and by now you should know who it is. It's your girl, Rain, checking people listen. So, as you see the title, I am on the countdown to 46. At 12 o'clock, your girl, Rain, will be 46 trips around the sun, and I couldn't be more grateful. So, I just decided to come on and do a countdown with you all and kind of just about my life and my journey to 46 as a precursor to tomorrow night's um, birthday part two celebration when it comes to social media and the relaunch of my life story and book that is now has been globally distributed almost a year, and I just found out that was for me a good birthday present. So I will be doing a relaunch. I'm gonna answer some questions that since last year, different friends, family, strangers, new rainbows to the Rainbow Coalition have asked me, and questions that I like to ask myself as I'm doing the relaunch. So tomorrow night around 8:30, 8:45 Central Standard Time, after I get through with the Woman Arise Night 3 of the Woman Arise Night 3 of the Woman Arise Masterclass, um, I will come and meet you all here. Um, we'll have a little fun. I'll answer some questions about the book. I will say some thank yous. Your girl has made her first 100 subscribers. I now have 113 or 114 subscribers. I've hit my first 5.5 hours of watch time. To me, it's those small things that matter, and I couldn't be more grateful to God for what He has been doing, what He is doing, what He's going to do. So, as I'm now 40 minutes away from turning 46 years old, like I said, I just wanted to come here and kind of just with you all about, you know, my journey to 45. I'm looking down at my phone because I'm considering doing this live on my YouTube as well. I mean, on my Facebook as well. So let me see. Do I want to do it on Rain the Truth page? Or do I want to do it on the She Rating page? I think I'm going to do it on the Rain the Truth page. So give me just a moment. Let me get going. And then I will get this countdown started. Let's see. Okay, so let's see. Let me tap. Let me tap focused. Let me tap sharing. That way everybody can be on it. So now I want to act crazy, of course. I don't know why it's doing that, but there it is. Okay, so I will sit here right here. Okay. So now I have Facebook and YouTube. So Facebook, you know what it is, and by now you should know who it is. It's your girl Rain Checker People Listen. I have you, the Facebook Rainbows, as well as the YouTube Rainbows. here with me. And if you see the title, your girl is on the countdown to 46. So I just wanted to come on and go live for a little bit as I count down to almost 46 trips around the sun. And I wanted to just kind of talk about um, and act silly for a moment. I haven't been live on Facebook in quite some time. But I wanted to, kind of have tonight as a pre game show to tomorrow night's book relaunch celebration. I'm going to be celebrating part of my birthday with you all. I wouldn't be Reign the Truth without God and each and every last single one of you, whether it be on Facebook, whether it be on TikTok, or whether it be on Instagram, or whether it be on YouTube. Um, on YouTube, Facebook, I have reached my first 100 and I think 13 or 14 subscribers. And for me, it's the little things that count. Um, Facebook has altogether, I think, um, my original page had 5,000. I think this new page, after they hacked it, has almost 2,000. I know Instagram has over 3,000. TikTok, the original, the female Lazarus page had 1,000. I don't know how much it has on the female Lazarus 2 page, but anyway. So I'll tell part of my journey because you can get the book and you can read pretty much my whole entire life. The resurrected Rain story is my life written out to a certain extent in paperback or ebook version, and it chronicles um, from birth until the end of the book. Um, how with God's grace and mercy I was able to survive years and decades of sexual trauma, physical trauma, mental and emotional trauma. How I was blessed to die from COVID, go to heaven, go to hell, and come back and tell the story. Um, and how God took me from rape and lies to reign the truth. And the truth being that God can and will use every single last one of us, that God can and will supply all of our needs, that God um, has a sense of humor, that God is no respecter of person. So, yeah, it's about that. So, like I said, as I am now, 44 minutes till 46 years old, I just wanted to come and go live and first of all say thank you to God because truly God is the head of my life. I don't know who or what I would be without God. I have always been a God girl, even when I didn't want to, even when I wasn't paying God any attention. I was a God girl. I always like to joke and say I was born on the pew of Mount Calvary, but that's not true. Um, my mom was pregnant with me when her and my father got married. So I always say, church is it just in me, period. Um, but yeah, so I just wanted to come and, like we say, run it with you, just with you, about my journey to getting to 46 trips around the sun. Um, I can remember when I was younger, probably like I know my fondest memories are like 2, 3, 4, 5 years old. My cousin Alicia and I used to have our birthday parties together. It would be really fun. Our mothers would, gather us and our cousins together and have 2 birthday cakes and things like that. I remember I've always been a daddy's girl who I actually almost celebrate my my birthday with. My birthday is in 43 minutes, and my father's birthday is on the 25th, which is Friday. So I almost share my birthday with my favorite person alive. other than second to Jesus Christ only. Um, he is my favorite human. So um, gosh, my brain is so fried tonight, y'all. Charged in my head, not my heart. But um, lately, I've been having these flashes of my life getting to this point, and I never really thought that I would be a content creator because when I was younger, we had the big heavy duty. My mom had the big heavy duty Apple computer or whatever, but I always knew I always loved to take care of people. I always loved helping people. I do not believe I've ever met a stranger. Um, it's very hard for me not to like someone or not to try to find some good in someone. I always say that my greatest strength is also my greatest weakness, and that's the heart that God has given me for people. I will go all in for the people that I care about, even if you're a stranger, almost to the detriment of myself. Tonight, for the last 2 nights, I have been attending the Woman Arise masterclass hosted by Apostle John Eckhart, and I have learned so much from that masterclass. And I realized that in that masterclass, um, that God is works truly works in mysterious ways. All the things that I was able to survive with His grace and mercy created this person that I have always been, but didn't think anybody would care to know or care to um, get anything, tangible or important from. I've always been a person to try to hide uh, my intelligence or try to hide my care and concern for people, even though I couldn't hide it if I tried to. Um, I, I've heard a lot of my friends, a lot of my associates, a lot of my fellow classmates or fellow church mates or fellow trail ride people that have been knowing me for a while, or just associates that have known me from the beginning until now. Most of them have all said that I've always been this person. I've always been different. And yes, ma'am. Hold on, y'all. My grandbaby. What is it? Okay, G, I'm on a live. When I get through my live, I'll give you something to drink. Okay. Okay. All right. So, I've always been this person. I've always had a special, I don't even know what to call it, unctioning, I guess I should say, um to champion for what I would call the underdog. I've always been one to try to make people smile, people laugh, people not cry or whatever. Um, where you going? Why are you coming in here though? Okay, when you make some noise, your mama gonna put you out. I'm not gonna let you mess with my live like you did the other night. Okay, so sorry, my grand girl is she on one. Um, so shh. So I forgot what I was gonna say. Um, I think I can honestly say my fondest memories throughout almost 46 years have been anytime I can be around my father, anytime I'm around my family, especially anytime I'm in Navasota or Blackberry in the country, um, anytime some seeded watermelon come into play, I am the happiest woman in the world. Um, I've always been one that truly believed that I had no respect of person when it came down to relationships or friendships or whatever. I can remember that I had a friend that was deaf, and other people would be like, "Why are you hanging with her?" I'm like, "Cause she cool, just because she can't um, function like everybody else, she still was a cool friend to me." And I remember learning some of the sign language from her. I can remember times when I felt like I wasn't good enough, I wasn't smart enough, I wasn't pretty enough. Hey, get out. I just told you not to be making no noise. Um, so most of my journey to get to 46 kind of had to do with allowing God to heal those parts of me, allowing God to show me who I was, allowing God to let me know that I was worthy, allowing God to know that He had a bigger and better purpose and plan for me, um, and being willing to accept it. Um, Recently, I realized that being called the black sheep or being considering myself the black sheep is actually a trick of the enemy. I always felt like I didn't quite fit in. I always felt like I was too different. Um, I always felt like I had to truly, I want to say like Tabitha Brown code switch, or I had to hide who I truly was. So I spent most of my journey to 46 years old trying to fit into whatever friend group I was in, or fit into whatever family group I was in, or fit into what I thought society said I should fit into. And then when the moment came for the resurrection moment, I believe that that's when I was like, okay, well, I'm tired of faking. I'm tired of funking. You know, what you see, who you truly see is who you truly get. Let me take off all of these um, facades of who I presented myself to be. And I started just being okay with being Shantara. I didn't, even though I'm writing the truth, you know, like on my social media, like so many of my family, so many of my friends never really got a chance to know who Shantara was because I felt like I had to keep Shantara protected at all costs. So, um, shoot, I would do so many different things just to keep people from trying to get close enough to me to learn anything about me. I felt like if you were getting too close to me, then I needed to, you know, try to either do something to push you away or do something to keep you from um, wanting to find something in me that was worthy, or like we would say clickbaitish or whatever, if that makes sense. But being able to be completely authentically who I am by any means necessary for me has been freeing. So if I had to go back and tell my 3-year old or 7-year old or 13-year old or 18-year old or 23-year old or 33-year old self things, I would each step of the way I would tell myself, you're worthy enough, you're smart enough, you're pretty enough, you're good enough, um, you're strong enough. Even still to this point, what is it? G Mama doing her live. What? What? Okay, my kids, y'all. Whew. Yeah, I would have moments where I was literally in a battle with my own self, talking to myself, but in a battle with myself, trying to understand myself. And even just this past year, you know, we're almost to the end, we're in the final quarter of this year. Getting, as I'm sitting here talking to you, even this week, I've had moments with myself where I'm in a whole tug of war type of battle with myself, still trying to look at myself and say, okay, yeah, you're worthy. You know, you have accomplished so many things. And oftentimes, God will reveal things to us that we had no idea about ourselves. Like, I put the original book out a year ago, almost 2 years ago. I had no idea that the book was globally distributed. I didn't know it was on Amazon or on booksamillion.com or all over the world. I really had no idea of that. And had I taken the time to just slow down and truly, you know, put in the work and not just half butted, I'm gonna say that, or half acid, excuse my language, you know, I probably would be a New York Times bestseller already, which I am, speaking as though it is a multiple New York Times bestseller. Um, the fact that when I talked to my mother about the conversation about telling my story, I knew while I was in a hospital recovering from dying and going to heaven and peeping in hell and getting a chance to come back and tell my story, I knew in order for me to allow um, myself to completely heal and be completely delivered from those particular traumas and areas in my life, I needed to tell my story. And once I realized that my story was enough to at least help one person, and blew my mind that so many people, just from me like talking about it or speaking about it, or sharing my testimony, the word of God says we overcome by the word of our testimony and by the blood of the lamb. So or flip around, by the blood of the lamb and the word of our testimony, excuse me. um so many times we are afraid to share our testimonies, we are afraid to share our stories, we are afraid to tell our truths. That's a trick of the enemy, because God has put something in every single last one of us that is needed for somebody else. So many souls are attached to our assignments. So many souls are attached to our stories. So many souls are attached to our anointing and our giftings. So once I realized that me telling my story um wasn't to shame me, or wasn't to dig up my wounds, or wasn't to cause me hurt, harm, or danger. It actually was to free me in a way to where I could be able to say to another sister, hey, I've been there, I've done that. To another brother, hey, I have survived X, Y, and Z. I often say in some of my prior previous lives or previous recordings, you know um how can I talk to another sister about, God can still take a stripper and use that stripper, or God can still take someone that has committed adultery and still use that person, or God can still take somebody that was a functional high functioning alcoholic and use that person. How can I tell someone that there's still beauty for ashes after becoming a widow, after divorce, after failed relationships? That God does not see you as that. God sees you as um his child. That's just like any parent, any, for the most part, decent parent looks at their baby and still sees their baby as beautiful, still sees their baby as capable, still sees their baby as the best thing since sliced bread. That's just how God is as well. God is going to see you how he created you. He's going to see you in the fullness of who you are to become. Um, can you leave me alone? Your mama is almost finished. Please go sit down. Watch your phone. Can you sit down? Watch your phone, please. Go sit down. Watch your phone. Okay, so um as I'm getting 29 minutes to 46, y'all know my babies. Y'all have, if you have been following me for a long time, you have seen my babies, and that girl that I have, she's something. If you're new to me, I am Rain the Truth. I am the female Lazarus. I am the Talitha Kumi of 2021. I am a travel influencer. I am a godpreneur influencer. I am a repat influencer. I am a content creator. I'm a content creator. I tell stories and share um, times when I travel. Um, I share stories about overcoming trauma, whether it be sexual, physical, mental, emotional. I help other brown and black sisters. Sorry, y'all. Help other brown and black sisters dare to be their true royal selves, dare to get their voices back. The first thing that the enemy tries to do to us as women is take our voices away from us. He sends molestation and rape and any type of abuse or any type of condescending spirits towards us to take our voice from us, to make us feel like we don't have any power or that we're not good enough for something. That's a lie from the pits of hell. So I help other young ladies get their voices back, get their they feminine energy back, if that makes sense. Um So, like I said, getting to 46 has had many ups and downs, ins and outs, rounds and rounds. I had a conversation with one of my cousins 2 days ago, and she was explaining to me a conversation that she had with my grandfather, who's my only living grandparent on my father's side. And she was saying that he, was speaking some positive things about me, and I didn't even think, you know, that he would even say something like that. I didn't think, that I even crossed his mind or his heart like that. Even though I know that he had been on my spirit, I know he had been on my heart. So to hear that, he was giving me such props and such acclamation, it just made me realize, okay, well, I did do something right. My family doesn't just think that I'm a total loser, or I didn't really mess up as bad as I thought I did. And I think that that's when it comes to us being children of God, us being believers. I think we get ourselves in a place where we feel like we've done too much to where God will just no longer want to deal with us. Like we disappoint God so much, time and time again, that we feel like, he can't still get the best out of us. But that is not at all how God is. Um, so my journey to 46 has been filled with a lot of laughter. It has been filled with a lot of love. I do everything with love. It has been filled with a lot of challenges. It has been filled with a lot of sleepless nights and rainy days. It has been filled with a lot of starts and stops. It has been filled with a lot of, things lost, time lost, loved ones lost, not so much lost, but, lost to this side of heaven. It has been filled with health issues, and I've been fighting my weight my whole entire life, because I thought I had to fit into a certain physique. Going up in my childhood, I was always the taller, thicker, juicier one. Um, and I can remember some of my aunts telling me, well, with your size, you shouldn't wear this. And, with the way your body is, you shouldn't wear that. And, you know, this, that, and the third. So I had a certain level of self consciousness as I was growing up. But as God started to oh my God, my grandbaby is being loud. Once I started to allow God to take those things away from me, to put me back in the refiner's fire, to put me back on the shelf, to uh, shape and rearrange me and things like that, I started to realize and look at myself in the mirror and be okay with what I saw. Be okay with the fact that I have, breasts. Be okay with the fact that I have thighs. Be okay with the fact that I have a little bit of donkadonk back there. Be okay with the fact that I like my hair locked up versus any other way. Be okay with that I have alopecia on my crown and not be ashamed of it. And I used to be afraid to just be okay with the fact that I love my nails, to not because my nails naturally grow long. To be okay with that. To be okay with the fact that I'm misunderstood, and I will probably always be misunderstood. So I'll say, as I'm 24 minutes away from 46, I still, even as I'm speaking to you, I can feel like the Holy Spirit like taking things off of me, lifting weights off of me and things of that nature. Um I pray that in the next 46, 56, 66, however many more years or decades that God allows me to be on this side of heaven, I pray that I'm able to encourage and inspire and motivate and emulate, courage and tenacity and strength and dedication and faith and belief and, all of the good things that God says that I'm supposed to put out in the atmosphere. I pray that this next trip around the sun, that I hold myself accountable. I'm more consistent. I spend more time speaking to you all, the rainbows. I spend more time taking care of myself. I have spent most of all of my life taking care of everybody else, seeing about everybody else until it has literally almost killed me again. So I want to spend the rest of my life making sure I'm good, completely filled up, and I survived mental illness, and I survived issues with my heart and my lungs and stuff like that. So I want to make sure that in this next uh, couple of decades of trips around the sun, that I dance more, that I smile more. I remember I spent decades with my face mugged up. So many men and women would say, "You're so pretty, but why do you have to have your mug on me? You should smile more." And I remember one guy, I was working at the Walmart in Ville Platte, Louisiana, at 891 East LaSalle Street. I remember this guy, he would always seem to come in my line, and he would always say, "Can you smile for me?" Say, and I'd be looking at him like, "No, you want to check out or what?" And I remember I made a reel about, finally being able to feel like I can get my smile back and be comfortable with my smile. But I remember he said to me, "You should smile." And I said, show me in the Bible where it says I should smile every day and I will smile for the rest of my life. And he was looking at me like, "Whoop." I was like, "Yeah, show me in the word of God where it says I should smile 25/8 and I will smile for the rest of my life." And it was just the demeanor that I put on. It was like this costume that I put on, that I felt like I had to have, my knuckles up. I felt like I had to have my gangster on. I felt like I had to always be ready to, you know nook if they book. I felt like I always had to be ready for the rah rah, when I would rather be somewhere reading a book. I would rather be somewhere with my family. I would rather be somewhere with a glass of wine. I would rather be somewhere where I can have fun and be in nature and trail riding, or fishing, or camping, or something, right? I would rather be somewhere helping somebody. So I guess I just said all that to say, don't allow yourself to spend your life um, in this fake make believe world. You lose so much of yourself. You waste so much valuable time trying to fit into the scheme of what you believe you're supposed to fit into, when God made you different for a reason. Even identical twins, identical triplets, quadruplets, they all have their own fingerprint. They all have something that's different from the other. So that's something that I've been learning on this journey to 46. On this journey to 46, I have grown in such an amazing kind of way. I have I have been taking inventory of my life the last couple of weeks, because I've been going through such amazing valley experiences. Um, Even from first starting to write the story and tell my story and share my story on Clubhouse, and share my story on Facebook, and share my story on YouTube, and share some of my story with my family. Um, the parts that they didn't know, and having to let people in and things like that. What I learned was that it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to not know everything. It's okay to not have it figured out. But it's okay for you to bet on yourself. How can you expect somebody else to pay some of their hard-earned money for something that's betting on you if you're not willing to bet on yourself? How can you expect that? You have to be willing to take that hard look at yourself. Like my fairy plant mother, Tabitha Brown, said that the moment when she was so sick, that she looked in the mirror and looked deep into herself, and she told God, if you heal me, you can have me. And she meant it. So I remember when COVID hit me, and I remember many a times when I was in a strip club, when I was prostituting, when I was selling drugs, when I was sliding down the wall, drunk as a skunk, when I was out there in the world and no one knew where I was. when I was going from state to state to state doing all kind of criminal activity. Lord knows I should still be in somebody's federal penitentiary right now today, but it was by God's grace that that didn't happen. However, I remember saying, God, if you truly see me, if you truly love me, if you're truly calling me, don't let me die here. I'm not quite ready to start running from what you're calling me to, but just don't let me die here. So even right now, I've been having moments where I feel like, I'd rather not even be here. Let me just go on and push up some daisies and let me go on the other side where I can, see my babies that I've never got to see, and see my family and my friends that I believe truly cared about me. And but God is like, you, that's not how any of this works. You can't tell me, when you're supposed to go. That's I decide that, and you're not gonna ever know when that moment is gonna come. There's so much work for you to do. You're still full. And I did make a promise to God that since you are allowing me to have this chance to come back and tell my story, I will make sure that the next time when you call my name, when you pull my number, that I will die empty, not full. Because when the resurrection came about, I was so full of all of the things that God had created me to do, all of the things that God had created me to say, all of the souls that are attached to my assignments that God still has for me to to uh, to do and fulfill. So, on my journey to 46 years old, I want to make sure that I keep doing a check in with myself so that I can make sure that I'm healthy enough, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, to be able to continue to do the things that God has in store for me to do, to continue to show up for myself, to continue to show up for my village, which you are all a part of, to continue to love without limits, to be okay with walking away from bad situations, to be okay with walking away from things that are not my responsibility, to learn how to say no and be okay um, with saying no. Hey, Niecy Pooh, let me see what you said, Gary. I know you're okay, exhausted. I understand that. Oh, I love you so much. Thank you. I got 15 minutes and I'm gonna be laying it down too because I'm exhausted. I this on this journey to 46 years old. Yeah, it's okay. You 15 minutes early, but you still here. Yeah, I have had a many exhausted on, but this last 2 week period, getting to this moment right now, has been the most exhausting, the most tiresome, the most deepest, strenuous valley experience I've ever experienced. This right here was even harder than the COVID situation. I thought COVID was bad, but this season that I've been in right now, getting to 46, this trip around the sun had so much stretching of my spirit in it, so much transformation and transition and strengthening from God in it that it has been very, very excruciating. When God goes to start to stretch you and God starts to refine you and make you over, when God starts to put you in the position to where you're going to be living in abundance, it is uncomfortable. And getting to 46 years old, this trip around the sun has been uncomfortable, and I had to learn how to be okay with being uncomfortable. I've been still learning how to be okay with the fact that I put in the work on my YouTube channel. I went from 70 something subscribers to 100, I think, and 14 subscribers. I went from 0 watch hours to 5.5 watch hours. Um, so me being, um, what's the word I'm looking for? Me being faithful, me being trustworthy of where God is taking me to, me being intentional about being obedient to the things that God is calling me to. Me speaking those things that be not as though they are right now, changing the way I, I say things out of my mouth, because life and death is truly in the power of our own tongue. So I have been really, really intentional on I am a multi-millionaire billionaire. I am a multi New York Times bestseller. The book has been in global distribution a whole year and I had no idea. So if I were just to be cultivating the thing that God had already let me put out there, I wouldn't be facing some of the struggles that I'm facing. Thank you, big sis. I got what, 12 minutes? 12 minutes and I'll be 46. I love you very much. Um, so I'm excited about tomorrow's relaunch of the book. I'm excited about the places that God is getting ready to take me to. I'm not going to speak on them because you'll have to stay tuned. If you are not following me on YouTube, you need to click the link tree in my bio and get on YouTube, because a lot of my stuff will be on YouTube. A lot of my it's okay if you're early. A lot of my things will be on YouTube. What is it that y'all need? Okay, y'all act like y'all haven't been in there with the light off. And why do you have that slime around your neck, child? Don't put that around your neck. Okay, come in here, but be quiet. I'm not done yet. Sit down there and be quiet. Okay, sit down on the floor, play with your phone, be quiet. Y'all, my G baby's off the chain. Yeah, I need to sit down on the floor and be quiet. Watch your phone. Thank you. Love you. Okay, so I forgot what I was saying, y'all. These kids threw me off. Um, yeah, I need to, I had to, if had I been intentional with a lot of things and not just half done it, things would be better. But God's timing is the best timing. And I believe that had I truly um walked into the manifestation of some of the things that I know are coming, I wouldn't have appreciated those things. If my parents would allow me to get out of fourth grade and go to college, I wouldn't have appreciated the place that I would have been in, because I would have been the only person like myself. I would have been the only fourth grader graduating college. Like, I would have been the only person like myself at that time, because back then you didn't have those type of things going on. Can y'all please turn them phones down a little bit? So, now I'm comfortable in the positioning that God has me in. I'm comfortable with the fact that, I'm about to be living up to the internationally reigned name. I'm comfortable with the fact that people are actually viewing my stuff, that people are actually interested in reading the book, that people have actually read the book and have gave hey, I'm gonna put y'all out of here. That people have actually given me great feedback on the book. That, so many other things are coming out of the book without me even trying, if that makes sense. Like, God is putting me into positions and networking with people that I never even thought knew who Rain was. So many people, I've gone to places like Shreveport and Bossier and Mississippi, and people know who I am, and I'm like, what? You know who I am? Shut up. So on this journey to 46 years old, I believe, gone. So hey, girl. I have grown exponentially. I can't even talk. I have grown so much within myself, and I'm so grateful to God for the the 46 trips around the sun. I'm so grateful to God because so many of our family and our friends and people that we know but we didn't really know them. So many people are dying. So many people are sick. So many people are getting their legs cut off. So many people are their marriages are falling apart after 30, 40, 50 years. So many people are they're in bad situations. Like America, we're in a state of emergency when it comes down to who's going to be running our country. But for me, I believe that yeah, 8 minutes. I'm on the countdown. For me, I'm in the mind frame of it doesn't matter who the president is because God still controls everything. Hey, I'm gonna put y'all out of here. Y'all too loud. Um, so I forgot what I was gonna say. These children threw me off. Yeah, so basically what I'm saying is I'm grateful for 46 trips around the sun. I'm grateful for the fact that God didn't let me die out there when I was really messed up, when I was an alcoholic, when I was on drugs, when I was sneaking out of my sister Dana, who's on here, window and going in the back and, selling the drugs with my sister, and I'm grateful that, you know, other things that could have happened to me didn't happen to me. Yeah, I survived rape. Yeah, I survived molestation. Yeah, I survived COVID. Yes, I've survived so many, things because God is just good that way. But had I not been able to survive those things, I wouldn't be where I am now. I wouldn't be able to write, illustrate, and self publish my own book. I wouldn't be able to have, thousands of followers on Facebook, thousands of followers on Instagram, hundreds and thousands of followers on TikTok. I wouldn't have uh, my first 100+ subscribers on YouTube. I wouldn't have people who know who I am, even though I don't know who they are. I wouldn't have people asking me for advice on how to do this and how to do that. I wouldn't have, some of the things that I have been blessed to take part in. I wouldn't have people who have asked me to coordinate their weddings. I wouldn't have people who asked me to do this and asked me to do that. So, even though some of those things that I had to endure to get to 46-year-old were pretty horrible, pretty hard, pretty rough. Had I not had God and kept the faith and stayed the course, I wouldn't be able to get to this point. I'm now 6 minutes away from 46 years old, and I know a lot of people that didn't even make it to 46, or I know a lot of people that made it to 46 and are not at the place that I am. I don't have, I have yet to walk into the fullness of everything that God has in store for me, but I do believe that the things that has already happened in heaven are the things that are coming. Yes, I will have multiple millions and billions of dollars in different bank accounts. Yes, I will have businesses, thriving businesses. Or I would say, yes, I have these thriving businesses. Yes, my book will be a New York Times bestseller. Yes, I will be able to have the workbooks and the other things that are going to be coming up that I'm not going to speak on just yet. I'll save some for tomorrow night's relaunch. Yes, I'll um, be able to see the manifestation of the clinics and hospitals and orphanages and things that and shelters and things of that nature in different countries and continents that I have been praying for and God has been showing me for decades. Um, I wouldn't be able to have my family like Doja Durgan and Dana and Shawanda and Kiera and Loco and Chance and Ayana and Gina and Kim and Shelly Belly and Mama Minnie and Big Sis Aisha and Little Sister Aisha and Pastor Okoth Mike in Uganda and Sister Chi Chi in Zimbabwe and so many, in Zambia and Big Sister Aisha in Senegal and De La Soul in Senegal and so many other amazing people that God has allowed me um interact with and network with. I wouldn't be in the Agape Love group. I wouldn't have Brother Cinnamon and Brother Peter and Brother Blessing, and I wouldn't have uh, Emmanuel and Bubaka, and Cyril and all the other different people that have had integral parts in my life. I wouldn't have been able to meet Jonathan and marry Jonathan, and I wouldn't have been able to meet Christopher and marry Christopher, and I wouldn't be able to, just have all of these different intricate parts of being 46 years old. I wouldn't be able to have these platforms that I'm on. I wouldn't be able to, you know, do any of the things that I didn't do if I would have given up back then. If my mother and father wouldn't have created me out of love and actually allowed me to have a chance to live my life, and my mom didn't have an abortion with me, or God didn't allow her to miscarry me. It's the little things like that that I think about that I'm grateful for on my journey to 46 years old. I always hope and pray that my story, that my journey, that every time I post or every time I share something or every time I speak on something, that at least one person gets something out of it. At least one person gets to say, well, let me see about this God that she's talking about. I have actually experienced that with somebody that's very close to me, and it's a beautiful thing when God has told you that this is what's going to happen, and then you actually experience it and it happen. It's kind of a taken aback moment where you're like, wow, just because I showed the love of God to this person, or I spoke about my faith walk with this person, or they got to see me walk out my faith with this person. Hey, y'all doing too much. Um, they were able to go and say, what must they do to be saved, or go and say, let me see about this God that you're speaking about. So my journey to 46 has been colorful. My journey to 46 has been um hard. It has been easy. It has been up. It has been down. It has been good. It has been bad. Y'all are too loud. It has been filled with babies. It has been I have had my Sarah's lap moment. God did tell me, when I suffered my miscarriages, that he would make me a Sarah. He would make me um a midwife in the spiritual sense, and he has truly done that. Like, I have, I think, 10 godchildren, if not 11. I have one legally bonding godchild. I have helped to raise nieces and nephews and cousins and grandbabies and son. So it's a beautiful thing when you truly allow yourself to live the life that you write about, live the life that create content about, live the life that you talk about on your live. um it's not easy. It's not easy. It's not easy to open yourself up and reveal all the deepest, darkest things about yourself. But once I wrote the book out, once I put the, at that time, 44 years down into the book, um there was such a freeing emotion. So I pray that tonight, because it's officially my birthday, I'm officially 46. God, I thank you for 46 years. I thank you for all of the love, all of the blessings, all of the experiences, all of the trials and tribulations that came to make me stronger. I thank every single last one of you, my rainbows that I do everything for the love of. I thank you for all of my new subscribers on YouTube. I thank you for all of my loyal subscribers on Facebook and new Facebook friends. I thank you to all of my Instagram friends. I thank you to all of my sisters and brothers on social media, the content creators and things of that nature. So tonight at, I believe, 8:45, 8:30, 8:45, we will have the relaunch for my book, The Resurrected Rain Story, How God Took Me from Raping Lies to Reign the Truth. I will ask myself some serious questions. I will answer those questions. I will answer questions to all of the subscribers that come and join the live. If you have questions for me, I will share with you some things that are coming up in season 7 of All Things Reign the Truth. It is season 7 on YouTube. 7 years on YouTube, and I'm just now making my first 100 plus subscribers, and I couldn't be more happier. I know that's not proper English, but right now I don't care. So I just wanted to share the journey to 46 with you all. I just wanted to share the countdown with you. I hope you got something out of what I said tonight. Now I'm gonna get ready to try to say some prayers and get ready to journal some things out and get ready to try to get these children to wind down and go to bed because my grandson has school tomorrow and all those good juicy things. And then I'm gonna get prepared for night 3 of the Woman Arise Masterclass, hosted by Apostle John Eckhart. Tonight is my big sis Sophia Ruffin's night, and I know she's going to give me something for my soul. I am so excited about it. It is not by God, it is not by happenstance that she gets to be the night 3 which is the Trinity. And she also gets to be on the night that it is my birthday. So I know that I missed her conference, not once but twice, but I get to hear from her what thus says the Lord, and I couldn't be more happier. So if you have not registered for the Woman Arise masterclass, you can still, I believe, come in and listen to it on YouTube. You can find it on Facebook. Type in Woman Arise, or go on Apostle John Eckhart's page, or go on Big Sis Sophia Ruffin's page, and I'm sure you'll be able to see that. I know that they will have the replay on YouTube, so you can be able to catch it there. But I will see you all in a few hours. Please like, subscribe, and share. Please invite someone to come to the relaunch. You can catch the relaunch live by clicking the link in one of my bios, the link tree, and it should bring you to the YouTube channel. I did post it on different social medias, but I'll probably post it again how you can get to it. Um, Yeah, it's my birthday, and now not really in the birthday spirit. Like normally, I didn't even go on my birthday vacation, but it's okay. To God be the glory. So you know what it is, and by now you should know who it is. It's your girl Rain. Check your people. Listen, take God with you everywhere you go. And if you can't take them, maybe you need to ask them why folk come. Maybe you to have several seats, or maybe you shouldn't go. Say you did. Make sure you love God, love each other, and love yourself. It costs absolutely nothing to love. If we give each other a little more love, and a little more love, and a little more love, we can save and change our society and our culture. We can save and change our children and our community. We can save and change our world. We can make it great again. I gotta go. I love y'all like a fat kid love cake. And if you don't know, your girl Rain loves cake with all the buttercream ice on it. Hopefully somebody gonna love me enough to buy me a birthday cake. But anywho, uh, I'll see y'all later on tonight for the relaunch, the book relaunch celebration. It'll be the part 2 of my birthday time on social media with you all. And then over the weekend, I will upload some footage about how I celebrated my birthday, what I did, where I went. I believe I'm gonna try to see if I can get some of them birthday freebies tomorrow. Like, I know I'm gonna probably go to Chili's, or yeah, I'll probably go to Chili's and get the free dessert, because they be having that big old cookie with the ice cream on it. Yes, God, I'm gonna need to get some of that, and I might do that. I might take you all with me. I might make a post about all the birthday freebies. There's a lot of great places that give you birthday freebies. So stay tuned, stay tuned, stay tuned. So I love you. It's my birthday, and I'm out. Peace. I gotta